Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce.
Hey everybody, this is Todd, the sports guru.
Justin, the goofball.
And Kay, who basically just knows how to drink at sporting events.
So we're taking a stab at a sports podcast, but we're more than just a typical talk about a game that happened yesterday podcast. We want to debate anything and everything correlating to sports.
It could be about if whether or not proposing at a sporting event is tacky or not, what sports movie has the best fake jerseys, but maybe go deeper. Could be the best college team. Can they beat the best pro team? Should the Olympics be abolished? And not to mention the day-to-day sports rivalries that keep the fire burning.
This is basically a podcast for all levels of sports enthusiasts.
Me and sometimes Justin are sports encyclopedias, stats, scores, insights at our fingertips, our knowledge behind the sport and the people, but Kay's expertise lies in the art of cheering for her favorite teams, even if she's, a little fuzzy on the rules.
With one diehard Vikings fan living in Seattle Seahawks territory.
An Alliance fan living in London, England.
And a guy who just adores the world of sports as a whole, even though I'm a little biased when it comes to Mariners baseball. It is bound for greatness.
With special guests, funny anecdotes, and interactive segments, Sweat Socks and All That Sauce is the ultimate podcast for sports fans and cheer enthusiasts alike.
Are you drinking?
Yes.
Kay, does this remind you of anything? By the way, you're supposed to. You can't
say it. We can't go much further down already.
Yeah,
We
right.
haven't started yet.
Right. Kay, I thought you was reminded of a certain radio event we went to where, remember it was bananas, and then eventually we upgraded to like zucchini because the girls were just like taking the whole thing. Like, they would do anything for. It was the Double D Crazy Train or whatever we called it, remember? Like the games that the kids had to play to win fabulous prizes. And we had the bananas, and they were like, we peeled them, and it's like, who can take the biggest bite? And there was like 8 girls that just went right down. No problem. Not saying Kay was one of them. I'm saying she was one of the officials. But
And then who got the most, who gave away the most phone numbers after that?
Exactly, right? Oh, every single guy on that train was watching. And then, of course, like all of them that had brought their significant others along were not on board with this at all. And we're doing like the slapping in the back head, like, what are you looking at? Happy that you even got to watch it.
That's right.
But if for some reason our promotions person didn't just bring bananas, he's like, okay, let's try a zucchini. And I'll still never forget this teeny tiny little spinner. Like legitimately like unlocking her jaw like a snake, like, and getting that thing in her mouth because she really wanted to go to, I don't know, WeFest or whatever fucking show it was. Didn't matter. It was awesome.
How did we get away with this?
I honestly don't know. And then
I was leaving.
You were
So
leaving.
I was leaving. How you kept your job is beyond me.
And we did it the next year, and I brought booze on the train, and we got in big trouble.
Oh no, did you?
Oh yeah.
So you're the reason why the rules got made. It's like all the warning tags, right?
Yeah.
Some jackass ruined it for everybody.
That's right. Don't eat Tide Pods. Can't bring booze on the party train.
Don't dry your hair in the tub. It's like, really? We need this. Okay, apparently we do.
Toast your strudels after your shower. Yes. The IKEA toilets are not hooked up for pooping. The list goes on and on.
I have video evidence of all of this somewhere hidden in the depths of my phone. But I don't remember there being like, I thought we had to bring our own booze. No, it was provided.
They had booze on there. We provided food. We provided Little Caesars pizzas, and there was booze on the train. And then we gave away tickets. Remember? Then like the guys to get a prize had to give you the best lap dance. And then we had a panel of judges watch the guys lap dance you. You don't remember that?
No,
You don't even, I'm sure you don't remember because we were having a real good time.
I remember the walk back.
There's
That's
one guy.
all I remember.
Yeah? Do you remember the guy who had 3 nipples?
No.
Because he covered them all in whipped cream and then he made you like lick it off during his lap dance. I'm telling you. There was a reason we were number 3 with females, 25 to 54.
Okay, I'm going to start compiling a list heretofore. K's top 10 blackouts. Okay, I've got my first entry. K's top 10 blackouts.
Well working. I'd like to caveat that.
I got paid for that
ones
shit.
in public. Right? Yeah, you're getting paid. Professional blackouts. K's top 10 professional blackouts.
That's right. As we like to call it, well, working in the radio biz, rolling blank tape.
Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K. and Todd, where no sport is off limits. The debates are debatable, as always, but we are getting the conversation going for all of our listeners. We have a YouTube channel and Instagram at Sweat Socks Pod and a TikTok at Sweat Socks Podcast. As always, we ask that you share, like, and subscribe and leave reviews. We may not become the #1 podcast, but we can pretend we are. Today's episode, since Todd was meant to be on jury duty today, he came up with the idea of the greatest injustices in sports history, then proceeded to tell me about some guy named Gary Anderson, something dealing with the Vikings.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You know full well who he is. You're just playing stupid because you just want to have the whole thing stretched back out. Like the Vietnam vet flashback that would course through my brain wouldn't be bad enough. Just mentioning it, give a little lip service. Let's go through the whole thing, why don't we, Todd?
They were 15-1 that year, I believe.
15-1. They were the greatest offense in the history of the NFL. They had Chris Carter and Randy Moss.
99 Vikes, right?
And Jake Reed, yes.
I know the name Randy Moss.
Do you know the name Randall Cunningham?
Not quite as good as this guy.
I think I know the name Cunningham, but I'm sure there's a lot of Cunninghams.
It was just Robert Smith, David or Andrew Palmer. I think it was David Palmer was his name. He was a scat back who would just come in on third down. It was 3rd and 3, 3rd and 7. I bring Palmer in and be like, well, they're gonna send it to Palmer, and he would convert every single time. If they didn't get a 45-yard touchdown strike to Randy Moss or a home run from Robert Smith, Mr. Palmer got them converted the first down. They were unstoppable, and for once in the history of the Minnesota Vikings franchise, they had a kicker. And I mean a guy who kicked and made extra points and field goals consistently. I mean, didn't miss.
Wasn't he prolific and, hadn't missed all season?
Yes, Todd. As a matter of fact, he had made every PAT and every field goal to that point. And I don't know the name of the television commentator who was calling that game. I would like to look it up. So if someday he is in my neighborhood, I can break into his hotel room and shit on his pillow. He had to bring it up about 10 seconds beforehand. Well, Gary Anderson's been absolutely perfect this season. He could not miss. 100%. He just would not let it go. And then what happened? Motherfucker jinxed it, and he fucking went wide right, and that's it. Then we took a knee, and the rest is history, and that was it. That was our shot. In my lifetime, that was our shot at a Super Bowl. And that's it. And we're fucking done.
What year was that?
1999. And Gary Anderson went from being probably our favorite Viking of all time until there is not a ring in hell far enough down where he belongs now because what he did to our beloved franchise.
And why it's an injustice is damn near an undefeated season, a perfect season for him. One kick to the Super Bowl, Justin goes.
Who were they playing?
Atlanta Falcons.
That's right, Chris Chandler.
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, what was it? Was it Chris Chandler? Chris Chandler. That quarterback beat the Minnesota Vikings. Beat the greatest offense in history. I mean, they set records that year. I mean, they made the greatest show on turf look like a Seattle Seahawks offense from the 1970s. And, yeah, I'll never forget. Denny Green, that poor man. I think he died early because of that. It wasn't the Denny Green diet. It wasn't the all protein and cholesterol diet that he got himself on to lose all that weight. I think it was the heartache he suffered from that particular loss.
Because you let him off the hook. That's You were about to crown your own ass.
They were who we thought they were.
So was this, back up. Was this the game to go to the Super Bowl? Or was this a super, yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever gone to the Super Bowl?
Yes. Hey,
you have.
4 times. Not in my lifetime. In the history of the beloved, hallowed, storied franchise since 1961, they have been there 4 times, and they have lost all 4. And might I add, they were favorites in at least one of those. Yeah, they were blown away and embarrassed in several of them. But in my lifetime, they've been to, I believe, 4 NFC Championship games. Twice really probably should have got her done. One of my earliest childhood memories, as a matter of fact, is them beating San Francisco in Candlestick to make it to the NFC Championship game. I mean, they get past Montana. They get past Rice. All they got to do is beat the Redskins in Washington, and they had them beat. Wade Wilson throws a little floater into the corner of the end zone. I can't remember. I think it was Steve Jordan, who the wide receiver was supposed to catch it. Maybe it was
Ahmad Rashad.
It was the other Carter, not Chris Carter. The other Carter.
Jimmy.
No. Yes, it was Jimmy Carter. DC. There we go.
Nick Carter.
No, you're purposely doing all the wrong Carters. And Darren Nelson thought it was for him. So he jumped up to get it and tipped that motherfucker, and neither of them caught that ball, and the Vikings once again did not go to the Super Bowl.
It's okay, long story short, the last time the Vikings were in the Super Bowl, actual fucking Vikings were roaming the earth still.
The rune stone discovered in Minnesota was still legitimate. Like, we still believed that Eric the Red had traveled somehow through the straits of the Sault Ste. Marie, through the Great Lakes, and somehow, like, near Alexandria, Minnesota or some bullshit, like, dropped a mythic stone.
See, kids, it's educational, entertaining, and informative. Sweat socks and all that sauce.
And back then we were using lions as currency as well.
Christians were being fed to lions the last time the Vikings had a shot at the Super Bowl. This is true.
That's right.
My God, Todd's already on his second beer. I'm so proud of us. We're doing very well.
Uploading recordings still. I don't know why. Maybe I'm on. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
You know what?
It's okay because in our video, I'm always the Bobby Brady in the lower corner, looking up to like everybody.
It's because you guys are connected to the same thing, and so the same sound system.
I actually like it that way. It fits my style.
Yes.
We will figure this out one day. We're only in episode 9. Give us time.
I don't want my head exploded. Like, heed, punts, new. Look at the size of his noggin. It's got its own planetary system.
It's like an orange on a toothpick. Yes. So I married an axe murderer references, and we both get it. This is why Todd is awesome.
Underrated movie.
Indeed it is.
I think I need to go to Blockbuster and go rent it. I
Yes.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the only place you're going to find is at Blockbuster on VHS. So I Married an Axe Murderer. Mike
Yes.
Myers, Jim.
And the lovely Nancy Travis.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Ooh, I will have to get that. Before we get into the debate about the greatest injustices in sports history, apparently, Justin, is this Vikings one yours? It seems like it. You seem fired up about it. Todd, can you give us some of the...
into it. We've already... The scar has been blown open. I've been violated and penetrated in ways I never thought possible. Thank you, Kay and Todd.
Todd, can you give us some of the latest in sports news, please?
No, I can't. But what I can do is give you the latest in why this episode is this, because I sent this to you guys, and Justin always gets the last word. In your redundant fashion, you always say wise words of wisdom. Okay, you can just say words of wisdom, and that would be sufficient.
But they're not wise enough then.
I am on federal jury duty as we speak.
Thank you for your service, Todd.
I called in to see what my status was. Usually you have to call in every day the night before, see if you're supposed to show up or not. And I kid you not, the recorded message said, if your last name starts with LYO,
as you
do not have to call again until next week. So the good news is I'm here to do this goofy, unpaid shit with all y'all. The bad news is, and this is a cautionary tale to anybody listening, make sure you never get indicted federally by the good old U.S. of A, because it appears that willing and educated people that want to accept the highest of civic duties and be a part of our jurisprudence are unceremoniously told to F the right off. So live free, be young, have fun, drink Pepsi, hallelujah, holy shit, where's the Tylenol?
That is the most iconic quote of Christmas movies, and I just want that, I don't know, tattooed on me, maybe? It just seems fitting.
Right underneath the skull hole. Hallelujah, holy shit. Where's the Tylenol?
You're going to be so inked up after about 15 episodes of this fucking little podcast here. Todd, I am disappointed. I was excited to hear about, the murderers and thieves and arsonists that you were going to put away. And do we have the death penalty in Washington?
It's on moratorium.
What's that?
The governor does have the power to put the death penalty on moratorium for as long as he or she sits.
I gotcha. All right.
What does that word mean?
Moratorium?
Suspended. Until further notice.
That's some wise wisdom you got right there, Todd.
Thank you, Single Hill.
So
We should do our next broadcast from Single Hill. We should try to make it. And by the way, Single Hill Brewing in Yakima, Washington, should definitely be appreciating the fact, or possibly sending a cease and desist, one or the other, that we are advertising for their product, which, by the way, is
okay, I gave you this cannon fodder so you could pick on your boy over here in the form of Gary Anderson. But I also gave you Miss Detroit Tiger fan throwing all the shade my way last week. Armando Galarraga, when we're talking about injustices, they recently, a college university had an entire course dedicated to, and they sent an 82-page document to the commissioner of baseball that says that egregious final out or lack thereof should be overturned.
Yes.
And Detroit Tiger fans, rightfully so.
I did read about it, and I was like, oh my God, this is a really big deal. And I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, and I had forgotten about it
You're a
until
huge
Todd
Tiger
brought it up.
fan,
Yeah,
Dave.
you're such a big baseball fan. We just established that in the last episode. If you haven't listened to it, please go back and listen to that Sweat Socks and All That Sauce episode 8, I believe. I had forgotten about it, but you were right. That was absolutely a blown call, and this predated the challenging.
Yeah.
I, for one, I hate the challenge because it just drags out the game. But man, oh man, in a situation like that, like you think that guy, I mean, did what's his name ball the umpire's wife? Like, why wouldn't you just call him out? Just give this guy the glory. You made it all about you because that's what was in the back of his head. I'm gonna fuck this guy.
I don't know. Jim Joyce, who made the call, was actually one of the best umpires. And he literally cried tears, crocodile tears. He said, umpires say, I kicked it. I kicked the call. He said, I kicked the shit out of that.
He couldn't come back and
Not in
change
a
that
good
somehow?
way.
They can't reverse that somehow? Fucking people of baseball. It's like the golf people. My God. Relax a little bit here.
Is it the uptight sport of like the main four?
Well,
is baseball the uptight one? So football.
It is
So if
because-
we're going football, baseball, hockey, and basketball, is baseball the uptight one?
It is because of the, the unwritten rules of the game. And some of that I really thoroughly enjoy because, it's such a hallowed game and the rules are so important and it's so sacred as they grab their crotch and spit everywhere. I mean,
Who would do such a thing?
In what other professional sport do you see a giant chaw in a guy's mouth as he's going up to, take a swing, the biggest moment of his life? He's making millions of dollars, and he can't just slap a nicotine patch on him or just wait till after the game to have a heater. No. I got to have a mouthful of sunflower seeds one side like a chipmunk. I got Red Man on the other side. Throw some bubble tape in there and just watch my gag reflex close up. That's how he hit home runs. It's truly amazing.
Goodness. Well, I looked up a few, and I obviously went with one that was near and dear to my heart last season, which was the Lions versus Dallas Cowboys last year. And the ref, Brad Allen, who appeared to misinterpret the intentions of the Detroit offensive lineman, reporting as eligible for a crucial 2-point conversion in the game's dying stages. And yes, I will go into detail. Thank you very much. Taylor Decker, based on all of the evidence, right? The overhead camera gave credence to the Lions' claim, which different stories were shared. Allen said that the pool report that backup offensive lineman Dan Skipper reported to him as eligible, not Decker, but the Lions said that Decker had reported to Allen as an eligible receiver and not Skipper. The overhead camera gave credence to the Lions' claim. Prior to the 2-point conversion, Decker was seen having a conversation with Allen before Skipper joined. The brief conversation ended. So I'm just going to leave it there. Angry. And it's the fact that it's also the Dallas Cowboys. It's just favoritism at its finest.
What I like about this, Kay, most of all, is that in a game that kind of meant a little bit of something in the regular season, that's it for Lions fans, because it's just...
Week 7, we lost because of a shitty goal. Hey, let me bring up Super Bowl 40. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Super Bowl 40, held in your city, Kay. Ford Field.
God
the
almighty.
First time my Seahawks in 40 years make it to the dreaded Pittsburgh Steelers. Sorry, as your childhood second favorite.
Indeed it was. That's okay. That's okay.
The only solace I can take to this day is that when you bring up Super Bowl 40, people don't remember, and I go, is the Steelers and Seahawks. Everyone, to a man, says, oh, that was the one with the shitty refereeing. And I'm like, thank you.
It is absolutely... You were jobbed. Now, at the time, I was cheering for the Steelers, and if I were a Pittsburgh, Steelers diehard fan living in Pittsburgh, of course I would have had my beer goggles on, which I did anyway. But looking back on it, there's no way that you could look at that and say anything. But yeah, Seattle got fucked.
Thank you.
Can you go into details about what happened there? What happened?
Go into details for 3 more episodes, Kay.
Can you go into brief details, please?
Seattle won every statistical category. However, were penalized on every fucking ticky-tack foul. Literally, the most egregious was Seattle quarterback Matt Hasselbeck threw an interception. The guy was returning it. Hasselbeck tackles him, and Hasselbeck gets called for an illegal block.
Yeah.
How the hell are you blocking when you're tackling?
And, I mean, the last play of the game, or, the touchdown that was or wasn't.
Ben Roethlisberger, he's this far short of the goal line. Touchdown.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a pass interference.
It's horseshoe. Apparently, we're playing fucking horseshoes in the Super Bowl.
That would be great.
That's pretty close.
I have another one for you, Todd. The 2012 NFL referee lockout extended 3 weeks into the season, leading to widespread frustration over pool officiating, and the situation reached its peak during a Monday night football game between the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. In the final moments, the Seahawks
have to have been like, yes,
it's my favorite play in the history of the NFL. It was, it was a make good on your Super Bowl. I mean, it's karma. It's realigning. That's all it is.
So everybody who doesn't know, Packers safety MD Jennings caught the Hail Mary pass. Seattle's Golden Tate also grabbed the ball, attempting to claim simultaneous possession while committing an uncalled push-off. Despite these errors, the replacement officials awarded the game-winning touchdown to Seattle. The controversy and embarrassment on national television accelerated the resolution of the lockout shortly afterward.
5 minutes later, they came to terms. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Really, it healed the league. Really.
It did. It brought everyone together.
Except for in Green Bay, but fuck them. So
but fuck them, and I'm glad we can all agree. Fuck the Packers.
I'm surprised, Todd, that you have not brought up another Super Bowl that involved your Seahawks and America's least favorite team, the New England Patriots. I mean, not that it was like an egregious officiating. It was just what a heartbreaking moment for you.
What injustice.
The injustice being, was it the coach who called it? Was it the quarterback who audibled?
It felt like we were on the precipice of going back to back.
Everyone knew
Hand
going
the
back
ball
to
to
back.
Marshawn.
It was over.
Right.
Everyone in the stadium knew. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if they hand the ball to Marshawn, all 11 Patriots defenders, and there could be 10 Seahawk offensive players switching to defense, Marshawn would have run through all of them. It's a touchdown.
All right, you rat bastard. We're even now, because I'll be doing the rest of the cast in the fetal position as well.
So what do you think? They've speculated this, right?
But they don't show Gary Anderson's missed kick over and over and over. It's been 10 years, and I still see that interception in the end zone.
Because that was the Super Bowl. Oh, trust me, in Minnesota, we replay the Gary Anderson missed field goal quite a lot. Pretty much every time a new kicker shows up. Basically, anytime there's like a kick that could win or lose a game, they love to pull that fucking greatest hit out. It is...
I think that's why you and I have become friends.
Yes.
We have this masochistic, pleasure through pain, man.
It's the only way we will survive.
During the football season, which is almost here, I cannot wait. I was like, God, Saturday, get over with. I just want to enjoy my Sunday morning. And as soon as that ball, the first time it kicks off, I'm miserable for the next 2.5, 3 hours. Just fucking miserable. I'm like, why do I look forward to this? I hate this.
And you don't gamble like my dumb ass does. I got a 3-leg parlay on this one, man.
Oh, God. Oh, that way I can feel that way about every game, not just the Vikings. That'd be great. I legitimately enjoy watching the Packers and rooting against them more than watching the Vikings root for them. And I'm told it makes me a horrible person. But I don't care. It's the truth.
I can relate to this.
Thank you.
Back to our discussion. Do you guys have any more that really piss you off? Injustices.
Oh, I've just scratched the surface, Miss Kay.
So many.
Like I said, I have some deep-seated psychotic butt hurts.
You sure you want to go down this rabbit hole?
Told you about Super Bowl 40.
Yes.
I will truncate it to not bore all the Ugandans listening.
Uruguayans.
Sorry.
Uruguayans.
Yes, my bad. But hashtag Uganda.
Forever.
My 2001 Seattle Mariners, to this day, have the greatest season that has ever been played.
Oh, yeah.
116 wins, 46 losses.
What a team.
That is, Kay, you learned about what above 500 means last episode.
Yes.
70 fucking games above 500 in baseball and didn't even make it to the World Series. It's a total injustice. Why play 162 games and kick the living shit out of everybody and you don't even get to go to the Fall Classic? That is an injustice, man.
What a lineup, by the way. What a rotation. Yeah. Wasn't Nelson Cruz on that team?
Nope.
Oh, so which game was it?
Edgar Martinez and Alex Rodriguez. And
Buhner?
Jay Buhner.
Griffey?
No, he was gone.
He was gone by then. Okay.
And so was the big unit, Kay. The big unit was gone.
Randy
How do you guys fill your brains with all this nameage of all these sports people? I don't understand.
We can't remember our anniversaries. We can't remember
kids' birthdays. I vaguely remember some pornography scenes I've watched and then all of the sports statistics.
You see the Little League World Series going on right now, and they have these 12, 13-year-olds, and the kid comes up, and they're like, who's your favorite ball player? Who's your favorite actor? Who's your favorite actress? This little chubby kid goes, Alexis Texas. And I go, I'm not sure who that is. I'm going to open my DuckDuckGo app, and I was right.
Kudos to that youngster.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. You know what? Honest answers only, please.
Guys, I'm sitting here laughing, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just Google Alexis, Texas right now while you're on your parents' computer.
Yes. Yes.
Should I not do it on my phone?
Do you know what incognito mode is?
I
sorry, I'm
see.
not open that one again.
Oh, I see. Ah, very good.
Is she waiting for a cable repairman to show up?
Is that her specialty?
The sausage pizza.
That's right. Yes, pizza
The
delivery
sausage-
showing up.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
That's right.
Two excellent movies.
She ordered extra sausage
Oh.
after all, so it makes sense.
Oh God! I did look up some stuff, and I wanted to go past like the American sports. I wanted to branch it out a bit. So in the 1986 World Cup match, Justin, wipe that smug look face off. Wipe it off.
I'm just trying to understand why we're going to talk about You mean like the Stanley Cup because of Canada
No,
and
World
the United
Cup.
States?
Kay, tell me if I'm wrong.
World Cup.
Is this the hand of God, Diego Maradona?
Yes.
Okay. See, that's why I'm the sports guru. Fuck you guys.
Proceed.
Suck it, world.
If Todd knows, then I'm interested. I'll listen.
Todd,
Fine.
this is why Todd is our sports guru. So, the World Cup match in 1986 between England and Argentina, Diego Maradona scored a controversial goal in the 51st minute. Although it appeared he headed the ball into the net, it actually hit the back left hand, the back of his left hand, which went unnoticed by the referee, allowing the goal to stand. England was outraged by the miscall because naturally England is also one of those teams where it's like they're just forever cursed. They are also I've now joined another cursed fucking country for that.
Yes, you have.
They ultimately won the match 2-1. Maradona famously described his first goal as being scored a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. Barf.
You know what? Things happen, Kay. Sometimes little things happen like that in sports you can't control. You just got to move on. That's what I say about it.
It's a bit ridiculous.
You can't dwell on these things forever.
What about
Game.
if this was your country, you
Gary Anderson.
Shut up! How dare you? How dare you open that wound again?
Todd, how about this one? For our tennis lovers out there, Novak Djokovic was disqualified from the 2020 U.S. Open for violating the Grand Slam rule book's ball abuse section. I see Justin nodding. Here we go. Which prohibits hitting a ball violently, dangerously, or with negligent disregard within the tournament site. Djokovic frustratedly, while trailing in a fourth-round match against Pablo Carreño Busta. I had to do like a Google.
Oh, he's
thing
my
to, like,
favorite.
Yeah.
He struck a ball. Anyway, so Djokovic struck a ball in anger, inadvertently hitting a line judge in the throat.
And so we got DQ'd.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. But you should. Oh, Djokovic is a joke. He's such a self-centered, smug prick. My God, of all the tennis greats, he is the worst. Oh, have you ever listened to him speak? It's
That Vikings fan that you just gained, you've just lost with that comment.
Oh,
I'm a team Federer all the way.
Federer
Oh, I love Federer. Give me Federer. Love Federer.
might be the
I'm there
greatest,
for it.
actually.
Or who's the other guy with the headband, good on the clay? Him and Federer were like back and forth for.
See, I'm the old head here,
years.
so you guys didn't get to see the Bjorn Borg, John McEnroe.
Oh, I saw. Well, I know Bjorn Borg and John McEnroe.
That was.
Absolutely. I still remember Bjorn Borg was still playing when I was paying attention in like the Agassi Sampras days. There's a little Bjorn Borg.
Sampras.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Andre Agassi.
He was so
And then, have you guys heard about this one? The infamous Bloodgate scandal involving the Harlequins rugby team during a 2009 European Cup quarterfinal.
I like
Oh my
the sound
God.
of this.
Listen to this. I want this to happen in one of our games because it's great. They were down 6-5. Harlequins physio Steph Brennan provided a fake blood capsule to player Tom Williams under the orders of the team's director, Dean Richards. This was done to simulate an injury so that a previously injured player, Nick Evans, could return to the pitch, and the ruse was quickly detected, leading to significant consequences for those involved. So Williams, caught in the middle, initially accepted a year-long ban and compensation from the club, but later revealed that the entire plot and basically reducing his ban to 4 months.
Well, if you're
Big
not
news.
cheating, you're not trying.
That's right. Just ask the Houston Astros. Got them places. Ask Tom Brady.
What?
You know the funny
What
thing is,
happened with the
biggest
Houston
and-
Astros?
Jesus
They
Christ,
call them the
Kay.
Trastros for a reason.
What
There's a reason.
happened?
When they play in any other ballpark. Now, so one of them, who now plays for the Minnesota Twins, who I follow still,
Carlos Correa.
his name is Carlos Correa. And when he plays in any ballpark, except for Target Field where the Twins play, boos rain down on him. And it's
Unmercifully.
been years. And I mean, he doesn't play for that franchise anymore, and it has been years, and he is booed. It rains down on him. Because he's a fucking cheater, that's why. That being said, he looks good in a Twins uniform, and I used to be like, yeah, boo that asshole forever. Now he's been pretty productive this year, although he's hurt. I'm like, yeah, give the guy a break. You know what? I think he's learned from his mistakes. Not only did they steal signs, which is completely acceptable, you're allowed to steal the signs of the other team, Kay, as
Sort
to,
of.
sort
Don't
of.
get caught.
Don't get caught. What
You're
pitches
allowed to
coming.
steal the signs? What signs?
Well, so like you can say the manager is giving signs to steal,
Oh.
or to bunt, right? If you figure it out, you figure it out. Same with if the catcher and pitcher transaction where they are, the 1 for the fastball, the 2 for the curveball, yada yada. If you're somehow finding that information and can distribute it to say the person batting, more power to you. However, if you're using high definition, high powered cameras in the outfield and zooming in on the catcher and then relaying those
And
signals,
iPads and using...
yeah, using some kind of system like a signal to the batter while waiting to tell them fastball.
And they literally were banging on trash cans. They'd bang it once in the dugout for, a
fastball.
Curveball.
Yeah.
Bang it twice, kung, kung. And,
And then they won a World Series.
they won a World Series.
And of course, they could only do that at home because they didn't have technology set up in all the ballparks. So funny, their record at home and their batting averages at home were significantly higher and better. Go
It's
figure.
sort of like when the 86 and 91 Twins would turn the fans on when they were
That was
batting.
87 and 91. And that's an old wives' tale.
Get it
That
right,
never
Todd.
Are you going to tell me that the Vikings pumped crowd noise into the Metrodome to make it louder than it actually was? You fucking Seahawks fans just can't handle the truth that we were louder. Yeah, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
And then we obviously all know about the Deflategate situation, which was there ever like a ruling on that? Did anything ever come of that? I don't even know.
No, except that Tom Brady admitted that he did it full on.
And the Spygate. Spygate was first, and it was both the Patriots.
Spygate.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
they were filming the opponents' practices, which
Yep.
you're not allowed to do, and they got caught red-handed
did.
on that one. And then Brady admitting that he, actually,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I fucking did it. Absolutely. And I've got all these Super Bowl rings. What you going to do about it? Nothing now.
What
There's the
sport
lesson,
do you
kids
think-
who are listening to this. If you were an aspiring young athlete, cheat. That's how you get ahead. That's I didn't write
You're-
rules. I'm just the one telling you to break them.
If you ever have to go to any kind of court of law, I won't be there. So, you're just going to get the homeless and the indigent and,
the mouth-breathing lowest common denominator will be deciding your fate.
Yep.
So think about that before you decide to break the rules.
What do you guys think is the most corrupt sport? If you had to guess.
You brought one up recently, Justin. I was like, yes, fencing. We were talking Olympics.
Yes.
But I would say boxing is, as much as I love boxing, it is corrupt as hell, man.
Yeah. I would also say the NBA is probably more corrupt than even the WWE. It is definitely, unlike the WWE, scripted. And
Exhibit A, my bearded
look
friend.
at this. Look at this. Todd even has research to prove this.
How corrupt the NBA is.
Thank you.
May I?
Please.
The floor is yours.
You will yield your 2 minutes, the gentleman from Minnesota.
Is this your wise words of wisdom? Are we giving it to Todd?
No, he's just going to talk about the egregious bullshittery of the NBA, and I'm sure it has to do with the Seattle Supersonics.
You asked, okay? This is egregious. This is an injustice. The Seattle Supersonics getting stolen in 2008, 16 years ago. I mean, stolen. Hashtag FUOKC, Oklahoma City. But this memory for me and many Seattle fans is an ugly one. We'll start with the number 64. Why is that significant? That's how many free throws the Phoenix Suns shot in a Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals to get to the NBA Finals. 64 free throws in one game. To this day, some 31 years later, is still an all-time record, not just for a playoff game, for any game. The fix was in. And why? Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, going for their bazillionth championship in a row, had already advanced to the finals. 2 teams were left. Who's going to play them? The team from the sleepy fishing town in the Pacific Northwest, or the MVP that season,
Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles Barkley. I guarantee you the Sonics had no chance that day, and it played out. Phoenix shot 64 foul shots.
I mean, it's been proven. There was an NBA official who was busted and admitted he was gambling on the games and he was dictating the outcomes of those games because it is the sport in which the officials can make the biggest difference.
This is Donahue.
Yes, it was Donahue.
Yep.
I mean, the officials can literally hand points to a team and take the best player from another team and just remove them from the game.
It happened.
It did. I won't dispute it. That being said, I was so excited to see Charles Barkley face off against Michael Jordan.
Gary Payton and Sean Kemp both fouled out of the game.
Yeah.
They're two, or I mean, they were two. That's why we're right. Still a record to this day, 31 years later.
That's right.
So that was my first fuck the NBA. And then they stole my team on top of it. I couldn't care less if I saw another NBA game again. Hashtag Tracy McGrady, episode 1. Go check it out.
I like
really
how
want
there's
the Detroit Pistons to make a comeback.
Fuck you.
So
Detroit Pistons have been good so many times. I've watched them win NBA championships in my lifetime. I did really like the, Ben Wallace and that defensive team.
That was a good team.
That was a good team. They were fun to watch.
Without really any superstars.
Yeah.
Just a lot of really solid players.
At Chauncey
That's
Billups.
when I used to watch the.
When they were
watch the
good, no
Pistons.
shit.
Yeah, when they were good. That's when I used to go to the games. I used to pay the money, and I remember my first time, and I was on the court against the Celtics, and it was incredible. I was so
and
excited.
You were Malice at the Palace before that actually even went down, man.
Yeah, man. I was at the Palace wearing my Rip Hamilton jersey. I mean, I was in there. Oh, those were the days.
I like how the NBA has a lottery system. There's just all these ping pong balls. It's anybody's chance. Anybody could win this.
Patrick Ewing, New York Knicks.
Yeah, right. Shaquille O'Neal with the Orlando Magic. I like the fact that the sleepy Minnesota Timberwolves, we got a franchise, and the NBA said, just be happy that you got a fucking franchise. Who we get first? Pooh Richardson. Who we get after that? I think fucking like Luke Longley. Now, we've been the worst team in the NBA for multiple years, and here we go. We have the most ping pong balls possible in the lottery. It is time for us to get our superstar, and there are several out there. Here we go. A team with a 0.7% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, but already has this guy, Penny Hardaway, gets the first overall pick. It's Shaquille O'Neal, who is now going down to Orlando to team up with Penny Hardaway, and let's make commercials and do fucking rap songs and make movies.
Rip down backboards.
Okay, fine. With the second overall pick, though, The Timberwolves got to get this with the most ping pong. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the Charlotte Hornets. Oh, and so Grandma Ma is going to be teamed up with Alonzo Mourning. And now, oh, hey, consolation third pick. Those sleepy Minnesota Timberwolves is nary a good player on them in that shitty little market that nobody cares about. Oh, you get Christian Laettner.
That's right.
Fuck all. Fuck the NBA. That's why to this day I don't give a shit.
I'm with you, bro. I still want my hashtag bring back our Sonics, but the only reason I even say that is because my son, who's 19 now, saw the last season of the Supersonics, whose first 2 picks in that draft were obviously rookies.
Yes, yep.
They're still playing in the league.
That's right.
Jeff Green and some guy named Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
I heard he's
shocking.
all right. He played 1 season in Seattle, and I still rock that jersey.
Yeah, he will put it on from time to time.
That's the only reason why, Justin, is because I'm like, man, my son missed out on seeing what is going to be probably one of the 100 greatest professional ball players, basketball players.
And I want the Sonics to come back just so that the Sonics are back and Seattle's got an NBA franchise that they deserve because they were a fantastic basketball town. I mean, Seattle loves basketball. They love the Sonics.
To send us out, as always, each week, Justin gives us his wise words of wisdom.
I will just say that I'm all about cross-promoting. Heck, we should try to find like other people to cross-promote this podcast with other podcasts, or maybe like find, I don't know, Single Hill to sponsor this program because we're drinking the beer on here. What I don't understand is taking the 2 most boring sports in America and combining them into one. But that's what's going to happen on August 2nd of 2025. When Bristol Motor Speedway, one of NASCAR's most popular tracks, the iconic venue, will host a special regular season baseball contest between the Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. Why? Why do we? So this way, 120-some thousand people can descend upon to watch a baseball game. Ain't gonna happen. There won't be that many people that want to go to a baseball game. No offense. And I like baseball, but it is boring. The only thing more boring is NASCAR. And and there's people out there, possibly somebody who's listening down south. Oh, you don't know nothing about nothing. I do. You're right. I don't understand it. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. NASCAR is fucking boring. You drive in a circle. I don't care what strategy is involved, who's drafting where, who's rubbing what, when it doesn't matter. It's fucking boring. And now in the middle of it, you're going to put the fucking slowest game on earth right in the fastest track, the fastest sport of the world, and the slowest just melded together into one. Terrible. That being said, I have ideas.
Okay.
Ooh,
if we
okay,
can
ideas.
actually have both sports running at the same time, we could be onto something here. Imagine the bullpen car. All of a sudden, you make that call, the bullpen, and the number 3 car just comes fucking zooming out of nowhere, picks them up. We don't have to worry. We don't even have to go to commercial break. They're there and back, just like that. The uniforms. The MLB uniforms, now a NASCAR-style walking billboard to capitalism. Wouldn't that look cool?
And flame retardant.
Thank you, right? Because God forbid you could have a car come off the track and land in center field. God forbid Acuna or whoever is out there, starts on fire. No, he's wearing his flame retardant NASCAR.
It's all good.
It's run them at the same time. So like how our minds have got kind of like skewed with the 24-hour news and 24-hour sports. When you're watching it, they can have a live sporting event on with a ticker underneath and 3 talking heads in another window because we can't just watch one thing. Our minds we need more stimulation. So now it's essential. You've got the ESPN ticker and sporting event and the Mannings in the corner because you have cars driving around in a circle around a baseball game.
I love the Manning cast.
Yeah. The Manning cast, absolutely. Boring game. Watch a few laps. No one's crashing. Acuna's up to bat. Maybe a home run ball hits the track. I don't want injuries, but a couple of spinouts and a caution flag at least. Maybe pop out of the pace car during play between innings. Like during the actual at bat, we get the pace car out there. When we've got a downtime, back to full speed. So we are constantly being fed something entertainment.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the future of sports, entertainment.
That is incredible.
Sponsored by Sweat Socks and all that's us. We need a fucking car in this, or at least a patch on like the catcher.
That's all we need.
P.T. Barnum, the Abe Saperstein, now the guy that's running the Savannah Bananas that is selling out everywhere.
We're going to be billionaires based on your genius.
Some of us are going to be millionaires. One of us is going to be a billionaire. You are allowed a limited partnership in this transaction.
And when miniature football games at intermissions of concerts occur, we're going to be like, hashtag second world.
Yeah. We did that. Uruguay. We need a home base for this. We need a place to test this.
Justin, how about this? You could do in your world, which I'm pretty much on board with already, prima facie, man. We go, hey, they have a pitch clock now in baseball.
Yeah.
But they put a clock on the pits. And those pit guys are amazing.
Yes.
They can go in and out, refuel, change 4 tires, and be gone in less than 10 seconds. Throw the fucking baseball, asshole. They just did all that in 10 seconds. Throw a pitch, sir.
They changed 4 tires. Meanwhile, you're grabbing your crotch and arguing with the catcher about whether it should be an inside or outside splitter. Come on.
Chuck it.
That's right. Fucking, we got radar guns everywhere. Oh, the stats in this are going to be fascinating. I'm telling you, this thing has legs and wheels, and I can't wait.
Thanks for joining Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K. and Todd. Remember, you can watch the show on YouTube. We've got our Instagram up and running at Sweat Socks Pod. And if you want to chime in, especially with today's episode, what was your most memorable injustice thing that happened in sports? How do you word that? I'm not good at this part.
Close enough.
Sure, that works. Feel free to send us an email at sweatsockspodcast.com. Till next time,
stay sweaty!
You guys are so mean making fun of me for that.
For what?
Every week. Stay sweaty.
I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
Fuck off.
I really thought that was what you wanted.
Not in the sarcastic, mean tone you do it every single
No, we're doing it
like how does that be serious?
Yeah, no.
Until next time, stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty. That actually sounds fucking dirty, Kay.
I like it.
All right, next week, remind us.
Yes, we needed to do...
Sweaty.
Should I start doing it? Stay sweaty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Can you do that one more time? Can you turn the camera off on me so that you don't see my reaction?
Till next time, stay sweaty.
Brought to you by Axe Body Spray.
That's
Hashtag
right.
Axe Body Spray.
Oh, my. And hymns, which you won't need if you heard that. Stay sweaty. Yeah.
Sweat Socks and All That Sauce is hosted by Todd Lyons, Kay White, and Justin Michaels.
Our theme song made by Pat Leonards.
And the album artwork is by Mike Willis.